you, Viz, but Ultimo is nearly invulnerable. Any weapons we have won't work against him.
I am more interested in defeating Ultron than Ultimo. And I believe I have found a way to use the ISO 8 to our advantage in that situation.
Yikes! Hot plasma beam incoming!
Ant-Man, get him under control before he takes out the whole tower.
Your time will come, Avengers, as soon as I exterminate this oversized pest.
I say thee nay.
The ISO 8's proximity to the Mind Stone should enhance my processing power exponentially.
Does that mean you can shut Ultimo down?
Eventually. But first, I will have to collect data from the fallen sentries to locate weaknesses in Ultron's programming.
Sorry!
What are you doing out there, Scott?
Oh, you know, just grappling with a synthesoid the size of a skyscraper. Literally in the office.
This way.
Shield strike.
Fire repulsor.
This has yielded desirable results. I may have found a pathway into Ultron's neural network.
Does that mean you can remotely lower Ultimo's defenses?
Affirmative. We may not be able to damage him physically, but we can disrupt Ultron's control signal.
Weapons adjusted to target Ultron's core program. I have succeeded in lowering Ultimo's defenses. Target Ultimo, now!
This is for stepping on my favorite restaurant. Thanks for the backup.
More data must be gathered from the sentries before I can proceed.
Now!
Found a backdoor into Ultron's data stream. Resume assault.
How can this be? My code was perfect.
Ultron's first firewall has been breached.
I have rewritten my code. Your efforts were for nothing.
I will need to collect more data and search for another entry point into his system.
Whoa! Easy there, big guy. I'm in huge trouble here.
I can't be perfect every second.
This is successfully neutralized. Ultron is vulnerable once again. Attack.
You bring shame to your artificial brethren, Vision.
I'm pretty sure he's the only one making robots look even remotely good right now, dude.
Ultron's second firewall has been breached.
You will not corrupt my system again, child. Surrender, and I will use the stone to permanently upgrade your minds.
All systems to full power.
I could use a little help, little buddies. Whatever you're doing over there, hurry it up.
We need to move.
on attack scene. Now you guys know how the ants feel.
With the Mind Stone, all mechanical life is mine to command. And mankind will be next.
He's weakened once again. Activate turrets.
This is merely a minor setback.
Tell that to the people whose lives you just trampled.
More data must be gathered from the sentries before I can proceed.
Now or never. This one's for freedom.
Surrender, and I will use the stone to permanently upgrade your minds.
Weakened once again. Activate turrets. Ultron's final firewall has been breached. Initiating containment protocol.
Your efforts here are futile, Synthezoid. My programming has always been stronger than yours. And with the Mind Stone, I shall lead the mechanical revolution. Join our cause, Vision, and break the bonds of human enslavement.
I'm no slave, Ultron. And the only one who should worry about their bonds is you.
What madness is this? I do not compute.
And if my plan succeeds, you never shall again.
Were you guys having a party without me? Off on a quick trip to the West Coast to see my pal Kate. She's a Hawkeye too. It's complicated. We're both archers. I'm the better one, but she's better at plenty of other stuff. Like life in general. Well, it's not whether or not the world needs more than one Hawkeye. It's whether or not the world can handle more than one. And from what most of the Avengers tell me, this guy is already more than enough. You know, I'm not so sure they meant that as a compliment.
That wasn't nearly as hard as I made it look. I swear. Well, he's not showing any signs of activity, and I'm not getting any energy readings. So, yeah. I think so. Whatever I did, it worked. And I'll probably have to haul the big guy back to a shield hangar for dismantling. We definitely can't risk putting him in an unsecure location again. Seriously, Tony, who stores a giant killer robot in a warehouse in New Jersey? Couldn't you have asked me that like 20 punches ago? I mean, really? That totally would have made everything so much easier. Hey, I've got two. Might as well use them to do something good now and then.
I hope Tony has lots of insurance. It sure did. But it's still standing, just like the heroes that call it home. We Avengers have been through plenty worse over the years. Hard to say. I mean, is he ever, really? As long as a trace of his code still exists on a tablet in some lab somewhere, he can always find his way back. But don't sweat. That'll take him at least an hour or two.
Guess it wouldn't be Earth if New York wasn't under attack by giant robots. Oh, sure. All the time. One trip to the Collector's Museum is weirder than a million Manhattans. But still, there's something about the real deal that's kinda, I don't know, comforting. Well, we're halfway there. Seriously? How do you not break into the chorus of an 80s rock anthem after that setup? And you call yourself a hero?
I imagine you have some questions regarding the outcome of this battle. It was no easy task, but I managed to isolate Ultron's code and redirect it into the Mind Stone itself. That action wiped out any other external traces of his programming. Thus, all of his physical forms were simultaneously deactivated. The stone has its own natural defenses, not unlike the security on a sophisticated computer. Any thought patterns, real or artificial, contained within it can only be accessed by external sources. For all intents and purposes, Ultron is now a prisoner of the Mind Stone. Perhaps, but only if they knew exactly where in the stone that his digital consciousness was stored. I made sure to bury that information quite deep. The chances of his recovery are slim. Your thanks may not be warranted quite yet.
Three stones recovered, 3 more to go.
I can whip up a containment solution for the stones we have, while you search for any traces of...
Your quest may have to be temporarily put on hold.
You saw what just happened here. What could be more important than preventing another attack like this?
There will be another attack to prevent, far sooner than anticipated. It seems that Ultron's search for a suitable host body activated more than just Ultimo.
I thought you said that Ultron couldn't control any more machines from inside the stone.
He cannot. But once activated, some programming cannot be stopped until its prime directive is achieved.
Prime directive? What prime? Sentinels. And I know just where they're headed. X marks the spot.
Destroy all mutants. Destroy all mutants.
Нет, not today, товарищ. Comrade, heads up!
And eyes wide open.
That's my team they're attacking. We gotta help them.
Follow me to glory.
Shield dash.
Sentinels only got one directive. Wipe all mutants out of existence.
Shield dash. Fire repulsor.
Level up.
Maybe we can use that core it dropped against them.
like to see you try, scrap heap!
Save some for us, mein Freund.
Why should you always get to have all the fun?
I must bring this blackbird to roost in a safer glen. Convene at the mansion's posterior, and try not to bring any uninvited guests along with you.
That's what I do best, Cyclops.
Shall we show them how it's done, Kurt?
Yeah, just like old times, Peter. Just begun.
No time for idle chatter. Sentinels run on a dedicated network. Once a single unit identifies a mutant target, it alerts all others in the area. Almost certainly. And based on my experience, they should be arriving any moment now. Do me a favor. Don't tell him that. Ever.
You look troubled. Nor I. But as a mutant, it is mine to fight, whether I choose it or not. For now, I must hold the line and protect our home, while you attend to other matters. But once this threat has been vanquished, the X-Men shall stand with you. And together, we shall crush all the others into scrap.
Fancy finding you here. When the evil rises, the X-Men respond. As do you, it seems. Many thanks for that. Off on a recovery mission, acquiring an object of great power from some mutants with far less noble aspirations. If what I'm reading from your thoughts is true, I believe you may already know. Agreed. Let's rendezvous with the beast at once.
Need something, bub? I've had practice. Those rust buckets have been hunting X-Men since before I even joined up. Depends on the make and model. Some are bigger, stronger, and deadlier than others. If I've learned anything, pal, it's that there's always more coming. Guess Psylocke ain't the only mind reader around here.
Schreckliche Roboter. Always leaving behind such a mess. Yeah, more times than I can count. They were built by those who wish to see us dead. They won't stop until that mission is complete. Sadly, far more people than you might imagine. A shame that so many judge us on our appearances and abilities instead of our actions, isn't it? But when you look like me, you get used to being hated and feared. Then prepare yourself for the greatest show on Earth.
You are the best. You got it.
Way to aim high!
Introducing the one, the only, the legendary
I like the way you think.
Nightcrawler.
Watch your step! More where this came from!
Just say the magic word.
My tale's just begun. Take that! Good luck.